What up, Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and all of the other places that this may go. The last video I made was all about being a hot mess, which is yeah, I've scrubbed up well and woken up and yeah, feeling less of a hot mess, but a hot mess is a wonderful space to be. So one of the videos that I want to make and talk about is medicines, okay? Spiritual medicine. I'm not even going to go into Western medicine because it's a fucking shit show. Drug companies are making money off of you being sick, yeah? Let's be real, that's what they're doing. They're also in control of, what's it called? Some of the foods that we're eating, and some you people are eating shit, yeah? Let's get real. Being a vegan, eating a plant-based diet is probably better for us. You can talk about what you want in regards to animals and blessing your food and changing your food and whatever, and it about being what you think about. No, no. Animals are dying, suffering, in pain. It ain't fucking nice. It ain't cool. Stop eating fucking meat. End of. Right? So there's that. Secondly, medicines. Spiritual community. Yeah, listen, I've been there. I get it. I've done it. I think that all of these things, like I'm saying, it's all part of God, but we are moving forward in our evolution, and there's some changes that need to happen. And so, yes, it's okay where people are. It's okay if your process is eating meat. I've been there. I've done it. It took me a while to get to veganism. Yeah. Okay. Don't feel bad. Don't feel shame. Okay. But collectively, where we going? Let's speak some truth, right? So plant medicines. Okay. I've been around a lot of people who done plant medicines. I'm still around them. Who hold retreats. Ayahuasca and mushrooms, magic mushrooms are now becoming, legal in Colorado. I've done them very recently, to be completely authentic and transparent with you, right? We need to have spaces where there's integration, because what's going to happen is there's going to be a fucking can of worms open where people are just doing mushrooms recreationally in their houses, and they're opening up all of these spaces in their mind and these neural pathways, or tapping into trauma or pain or whatever. And we need healthy integration. Also, in the spiritual community, plant medicines are exalted as this wonderful fucking thing that can change your whole damn life, which is true. It can, yes, but also I've seen some of these people that are doing retreats left, right, and centre, day in, day out, doing ayahuasca every weekend, and they're drug addicts. And spirituality can just be as expansive and as addictive as any form of seeking and searching. Now, obviously, I work with tarot, so I've been in the spiritual field and in the spiritual community for 12, 13 years. I've seen a lot of people who are doing some things, right? I think as long as we are moving forward with spirituality, where we are not disempowering people or taking away, we outsource things all the time, and sometimes people are not able to see clearly, right? I've had to think about my work very clearly about what I do and whether or not it is beneficial for people, because if there's any space or coloration where I'm taking from people, I ain't fucking interested. And I've said this for a long time. I've come away from my work to really, really recalibrate and work out where I sit with that. And also, if I'm not in the right space, I don't do it. Anyway, back to plant medicines. There's a whole big movement of people just going off to do these things, and they're not having integration. People are not maybe facilitating the healthiest spaces. And just today I was sitting having a cookout, and somebody came up to me and was like, do you know where an ayahuasca ceremony is? And I was like, no I do not. Okay, but you can surely find one around here, because people are doing them here. People are doing them here. And whilst I think that some of my experiences have been wonderful, they can also be confusing. You know, they don't always tell you the truth. They can tell you things that, like, of where you are at, how you're thinking. They can change your life. Don't get me wrong. Yes, they can, and they can be very, very, very fucking profound. But I also sit there and see some of the people that are working in these spaces, and they're shit people. Yeah, and the medicine ain't telling them they're shit people, and they're doing shit things, and they're treating people in shit ways. Right? So when you see the people in the retreats, yeah, don't be fooled. It's all it looks all good on the gram, you know. Don't necessarily mean it's from the best space, okay? So yes, back to this place of, you know, there are laws being passed about psychedelics and why they're taking people. I've done them. I've been there. I know. Sometimes it's not always good for the mind and the head. Just saying. And we need, rather than it being this big old fucking thing, we need a good integration therapy. Now, like I said, I am a firm believer that all is God, all is love. It's all coming from a good space. You know, it's God experiencing itself. There's divine perfection. But like I always say, in that space is room for looking at these things and going, where do we want to go? You know, it isn't just blanket kind of acceptance of, oh, well, this is, you know, and not taking action or not standing up or voicing or all of those things. Okay, so I've pulled some cards here. I don't actually know. Yeah, this is the cultivating of spiritual wisdom and spiritual knowledge in regards to healing and in regards to medicine and the things that those things do. Yeah. And while I think, you know, interestingly, we got the celebration card here, but definitely as I talk about ayahuasca, it's raising a glass and chugging that shit down, you know, and people going out into the world and trying to find these spaces. But there is an inner conflict that comes with this space of people trying to wake up, you know. Um, so, um, so yeah. Interestingly, we got the justice card here, you know. Um, and things work out in the right way and how they should. And people that are coming from these shitty spaces, you know, life takes care of it. It's all part of God. It is all good. But you know, also this video, if you're receiving this in some way, in this shape, in this form, you know, maybe you ain't got to run out and go do medicines, plant medicines. Learn off the other people that have been there and done it, you know. The same as, like, you don't have to go and do heroin to know that you probably don't want to do it. We are collectively moving to a certain space. So yeah. So yeah, there's a real message card here about, you know, endings, the way things, endings and move-ins and transitions, whatever, all those buzzwords, but kind of definitely ending spaces of, you know, the stuff that's around spiritual medicine. Now, I think we got a long way to go. To be honest. So many people are in these spaces of, like, talking about their fucking spiritual processes, and I kind of, like, you know, I get it, but some people just are addicted to having a fucking process. And I also think that we need to get out of that space of being too conscious and too in the mind. And I do believe that is a process. That's all okay. It's all okay. It's all okay. And when I say these things, you know, it's not for to put people in a space of shame. It's not to put people in a space of feeling bad about yourself. You know, I don't want people to feel that way. I just want to have conversations and truthful, uh, truthful talks about things that are actually quite important, you know, as people navigate and move through their life. Because listen, I have been to spaces, you know, I've had drug addiction, I've had sex addiction, I've had eating disorders, I've had, you name it, I've experienced it, you know, I've gone far out into the spiritual realms with plant medicines and da 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 da, da, and I've gone back and forward between meat eating and not eating and blah blah blah. So trust me, yeah, I know the trajectory of those spaces. I understand them. So there's not judgment there. But also, I think that, you know, I'm a firm believer in that love doesn't always have to be. It can be cruel. It can be hard. It can be truthful. It can be factual. It can be fucking grounded. And there's a lot of people out there in the spiritual world, and what they need is some tough love of people saying like, fucking, you know, stop doing like juice cleanses every fucking day and colon cleanses and all of this fucking nonsense, and just kind of be here, be on the fucking earth. Stop doing the plant medicines, like, and I get it. Maybe start giving in some way. Get a fucking job or work or whatever. Like, stop being I. And I don't know, maybe contribute to the world. Now, I think that everybody's doing that, you know, sound very contradictory, and I don't care, because I think that, you know, this God, whatever we're from, is a big joke, really. Um, so, um, so I think that everybody is living their purpose and calling if we actually look at the totality of this whole and what God is. But like I said, part of that is this part too. You know, the being able to make discernments, being able to make judgment, whatever you want to fucking call it, you know, about where we are at. Because let's be real, you know, because these things are going on and these things are happening. There are shit things going on in the world. There are shit people doing shit things. And actually, yes, that might be God in its totality, but where is God going? And how do we navigate that? So on that note, I'm going to finish up because I don't want to make this too long, too boring, too... it's preachy anyway, but I don't give a shit. So yeah, so I hope that's been alright for you. Interestingly, I turned myself into a public figure on Facebook because it's fucking funny, and why not? My friend was saying we're all public figures, which is kind of fucking true, but also my Facebook is for, you know, for this stuff, for work, for business, for whatever, but I'm not taking it too seriously. Please don't take me too seriously. Actually, take me seriously, and what I say seriously, but also know that I don't think I'm any higher or lower than anybody else. You know, I think that we're all here to do whatever we're here to do, and I don't want to be some thing, some guru, some whatever. I ain't fucking interested. The whole guru culture, I ain't interested. It's bullshit. I see shamans left, right, and centre. Laters, not fucking interested. You know, people who say that they're spiritual, and when my training, like, I grew up in South East London, and I grew up with, I trained in spiritualist circles. I did psychic development courses. I worked my butt off, and I saw a lot of people who don't know what they're talking about, and it helped me just refine what it is that I do and what I offer. And I am very, very, very adamant about maintaining whatever that thing is, you know. It's important for me. But in that, I do see the God. I see the God in everything. But all of it, you know, like I said, light, dark, shade. Anyway, so on that wonderful, wonderful note, I am going to go. Have the most beautiful, blessed day. If you want to contact me, easy to do so, website, whatever. I have large sessions, small sessions. We can look at your life, you know, and dissect these things too. And I think that's all I need to say. I hope that you are all good wherever you are, you know. And, you know, yeah, man, let's be the changes that we wish to see in the world, you know, and let's not shy away from being advocates. Unless you don't really want to fucking do it, then don't do it, you know? Some people are here to do different things. I'm okay with spraffing my mouth off because I'm from South East London, and yeah. So, on that wonderful, wonderful, wonderful note, big love, big love, big love. Have the most beautiful, blessed day. I will connect to you all again soon, in